There's a specific kind of silence in a modern Indian apartment. It's the sound of an entire generation that's quietly tearing up the script that they were handed at birth. First, finish your degree, get a job, find a partner, buy a house, and then the big one, the one everyone from your grandmother to your nosy neighbor expects you to do next. But in 2026, millions of us are making a different choice. A choice that feels like a glitch in the system. The choice to end your family tree right here with you. For 70 years, people feared India's population bomb. Too many people, too fast, and with too much pressure. In the apartments of urban India, there's a quiet revolution happening. No one's out on the streets protesting, just young couples at their desks. Laptops open, numbers staring back at them. They run the calculations again and again. And slowly, one truth becomes hard to ignore. For their life, their dreams, their freedoms, the math of having kids just doesn't add up. This is the DINK revolution. Double income, no kids. It's a financial shift so quiet that the government didn't even see it coming. India's fertility rate has officially dropped to 1.9, which is well below the replacement level of 2.1. India is running out of babies, and honestly, we are not ready for what happens next. To understand the silence of 2026, we have to go back to the panic of the 1970s. In 1975, the government tried to control the so-called population bomb by force. In just 1 year, more than 6 million men were sterilized. It became one of the largest forced sterilization drives in history. Back then, the government tried to force people to stop having kids. Hamare Do wasn't just a slogan. It was a desperate cry for help from the government. It was the state's way of begging people to have fewer kids because they couldn't figure out how else to fix the economy. Now, the system doesn't need to raise a hand because rising prices are enough to bury people's dreams. When rent is high and salaries are low, the economy you live in becomes the ultimate form of birth control. The modern Indian middle class is caught in what sociologists often call the fertility trap. Actually, आज का middle class एक weird spot पर अटका हुआ है. Poor people who earn less than 3 lakhs a year have children as assets. And the rich who earn more than 50 lakhs have them as legacy. But the middle class make too much to need kids for extra help and too little to afford the premium lifestyle that parenting now demands. Raising just one child can push your life into pure survival. Here, just look at this graph. This is the fertility cliff. So in the 60s, India's fertility rate was nearly 6. और आज it has crashed down to below 2. ये सिर्फ एक graph नहीं है. It's a visual of a country that has completely changed its mind. We've gone from a population boom to a baby bust in just 2 generations. And the drop is so steep that ये पूरी दुनिया के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी problem बनने वाली है. You can look at this next graph yourself. The graph shows why our generation is opting out because of the affordability gap. हमारा wage growth तो कम हो रहा है, लेकिन the cost of living is skyrocketing. Most of what we earn is spent on just surviving. The traditional life is now a luxury we can't afford. Raising a child in Bengaluru has transitioned from a life milestone to a financial tightrope. According to a 2025 to 2026 urban cost analysis, the journey from cradle to college now carries a staggering price tag of approximately 1 crore for an urban middle class lifestyle. Here's a complete breakdown of what I'm talking about. Beyond the 2.5 lakh private hospital delivery, preschool and daycare in Bengaluru now average about 1.5 lakh annually. The fees in normal private schools increase by 10 to 12% annually. तो अंबानियों के स्कूल का तो पूछो ही मत. So, including transport and extracurriculars, the secondary education phase easily hits the 40 lakh mark. And now let's talk about the professional degree. In India, an average college starts at around 15 to 20 lakhs. And if by your merit and hard work you get into a really good college, you should get ready to pay around 30 to 35 lakhs. Oh, और overseas education की बात तो लाखों में नहीं, करोड़ों में होती है. That's why, my friends, sending a kid to school in 2026 isn't an investment. It's a luxury, a flex. With education inflation at 12%, school has officially entered the same category as a Rolex or a trip to Mars. I mean, we literally have fintech startups offering loans just to get into kindergarten. Alright, let's talk about something which we all are witnessing these days. आज भले ही cradles खाली पड़े हो, पर pet strollers की तो full booking चल रही है. Welcome to the era of DINKWAD, दोस्तों. Double income, no kids. With a dog. ये बस एक trend नहीं है. It's basically हम आपके हैं कौन, but for the golden retrievers. We're talking about smart feeders and real dog weddings. And here's the fun part. The Indian pet market is hitting a massive 2.1 lakh crores because for this generation, a good boy is much cheaper than a grad student. Modern dinks are now spending thousands on just pool parties at resorts for their good boys and girls. Good boy. Okay, so here's the really interesting question. The one that haunts every dink couple. Who will take care of you when you're 70? In 2026, we have successfully turned the joint family into a Netflix premium membership. Facilities like Snehodaya are now the Dharmshala for the elite, जहाँ घर का सुकून अपनों की दुआओं में नहीं, महीने के बिल में मिलता है. And family values? उसकी अब बात ही कौन करे. Here, entry deposits start at 60 lakhs, often hitting 4 crores for elite units. और उसके अलावा monthly maintenance fee अलग, starting from 50,000 to 1.5 lakhs. For 24/7 healthcare and meals. We are heading towards a world where 97% of countries will eventually have more people leaving the workforce than entering it, turning the global economy into a house of cards with no one at the bottom to hold it up. Family in India is not ending. For older generations, having children often felt natural, expected, even necessary. This feeling is now alien to most young people. Family is just being redefined by a generation honest enough to admit their limits. Whether it's choosing travel and pets over diapers and EMIs, the goal has shifted from following a tradition to actually affording a life. We're trading the old script for a new kind of freedom, one where happily ever after is no longer a one-size-fits-all. So, in a world where the math has changed, what would you choose?